Yo, yo, yo. Once again, we're back. This is episode 204. Damn. Of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. And of course, I am him. He is me. I am Mr. Know-It-All. And I got three special guests with me today. Bridgin The Gap podcast. Listen, you don't want to tune away. You don't even want to look away. Not for 2 seconds. And once again, like I told y'all, this is an ongoing thing. It's going to be going on for June for Men's Health Awareness Month. Yo, I promise you, you're going to love it. Get ready. Episode 204 is coming your way right about now.
I said no more goody two shoes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck you too, it's likewise. This is what they left me in when they ain't choose the right side. Red inside my sight lines, feeling this in my mind. Venomous synonyms, nigga, I become a python. Cause y'all really push me to the edge. Ain't no more rebuilding once it's fire on the bridge. Keep an eye out when trying to feed a dog who ain't been fed. Cause after you feed them, they might use the strength to bite your hand. It's crazy, I know. Thinking how could they do it? Play with negatives, way too long and they show improving that. So no more goody two shoes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Fuck you too.
All right, fellas. Yo, so I ain't gonna introduce y'all yet, but yeah, I mean,
I feel famous. The way you said that, I feel famous. Oh shit, my shit just got hard a little bit.
Hey, damn, we getting started already, huh? This is where we at.
Famous. I feel famous. What the fuck? My shit get hard when I feel famous.
As you should.
Damn, he made this one famous. All right, go ahead.
Listen, they know you in the streets, man. Don't even do that. They don't act like that. They know who you be. They know who you be, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know, things is popping. Things is started. What I do is I bridge it. You know what I mean? I do, no pun intended, I'm bridging the gap a little bit right here with the, you know what I'm saying? With the, you know, between this and the time that I, play songs, man. But how y'all feeling, though? I'm going to introduce y'all formally. Don't even worry about that. How y'all feeling, man?
Great, bro. This is a great
Niggas
experience.
is matching and shit.
Feeling,
you know what I'm saying?
amazing, man, you know.
Yeah, I was looking.
Since I'm old,
Pull the mic close to you, Dan. Pull the mic close up to you. If you need to tilt it, you can tilt it up, too. Yeah, yup.
Yeah, since I'm old, I got the old logo on. They the new bucks. They got the new bucks.
I can feel it.
On it.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
You can dig it? Can you dig it?
I do so many different things, man. I got to get my merch game all the way together. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have some, then I didn't have none. Then I got, I was getting stuff made. It was ridiculous. But I really need to get a steady flow of it, steady onslaught of merch going on and whatnot. But, yeah, other than that, everybody hit themselves good? Everything is good?
My mic sounds nice.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
Check
that's what
one.
I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Well, what I normally do is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got Father's Day coming up next week. It's Men's Health Awareness Month, right? So I'm on a whole fucking diet, dog. Honestly, it's killing me, but it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the point now where I'm like, all right, let me just make sure that I'm doing the right things. You know what I'm saying?
What type of diet you on, though?
So I used to have like a Nestle Crunch bar every day.
Okay.
I had to cut that shit out. I try not to eat after like 7.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then try not to go crazy on a breakfast because I drive a lot. So when I eat, it just sit, nothing happen. And then another thing is that it is really, really about working out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, back in the gym.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't go as crazy as I used to. I used to run half marathons and all other shit. It's 42-year-old body ain't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Trying to get back active now again, man.
I am in. I don't eat. I try to eat before 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Breakfast is regular. I might skip lunch.
Okay. Why are you laughing at him, Dan?
Tell them where you go.
So listen.
Where you be at?
No. Tell them what
Listen,
class you go to.
listen.
The name of
I
it.
go to the Y.
No, but what's the name of the class?
Oh, shit.
Body pump.
Goes to a body.
I go to a body pump.
Yes.
You the only dude in there?
Yes.
I had to think about it.
They ain't kicked you out yet?
No, actually, I do pretty good.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. The first night, I didn't show off for the fellas. These women,
Your body pump is insane, but I'm going to let you rock. Go ahead.
it's insane.
Right.
And I
Body
couldn't
pump is
keep,
wild.
first of all, I don't have the coordination to keep up with these women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I was like, yo, man, I got to come back because I don't like what I did. I couldn't do most of the shit that the women was doing.
Do you remember Martin when
Yes.
when they went to the class, him, Tommy, and Cole.
I do remember that.
Uncle's Tommy and Cole.
I didn't represent for the men right. But my second day, I represented. I came back in there perked up and ready to rock.
Whoa.
You hear me?
Stop putting all your business out on the
Fuck
show.
all that shit.
Yo, that's
What is it?
insane. Yo,
But it's for the pain. Like,
nah,
I'm
I
about
get
to
it.
come into
Listen,
some pain.
I ain't judging you.
I can't get on listen, I'm not getting on the ground, but I'll do everything else. And I feel good in the morning. Let me tell you, I feel good in the morning. I get up out of bed better.
Did any of the ladies come over to try to help you out?
Not really, but she did come over and tell me, come 30 minutes early the next time, and I'm
This
going to show
whole
you
thing.
some techniques. But what I'm saying to you is, she's the trainer. If I do what she says, it's better than me just going in there and not knowing what to do.
She thick?
No, she's a white lady, old lady.
Oh, okay.
Miss Pearl in there teaching. me how to-
She bendy.
I'm gonna
And
teach
then
you.
I went to kettlebell
downward
class,
dog.
and then I go to kettlebell with that little, you know what the kettlebell
Yeah, I know what
is?
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, boil in there, get it in, and it seems like they always looking at me.
I wonder why.
You know what I mean? Whoa. You know what I mean? Stretch it out. You know what I mean? And he also came and was like, yo, next time you come, we're going to get it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got to start somewhere. I already realized I can't do it by myself.
Look at Unc, the most interesting man in the world.
And I'll be in there talking.
Yo.
And I'll be walking around clapping like this. When it's break time. Yeah, pumping them women up.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'll be getting it in. You got to stay positive and get out of this. You know what I mean?
What is it called? Pump up class?
Body pump.
Body pump.
Body pump. It's a lot of weights involved. A lot of dumbbells.
Speaking of that, let's rock out. Let's hear some music real quick one now, man. And then we'll get right into the proceedings this evening. Or this.
So, whenever you're ready, cuz, I got to.
It's a banger. That was the right song.
It was a little blasphemous for me to cut that off after that verse sauce money was about to floor it. But listen,
Philly.
welcome back to episode 204 of the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. And of course, I am him, he is me. I am Mr. Know-It-All, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, even if you didn't know that he podcasted. Give it up for me, man. As well as podcasting and multimedia's lovable, smart ass, man. Give me some fucking horns in the building. And listen, man, I got a whole group. I got a whole trio.
shit.
I got like the locks, the Philly locks of podcasting in the building right
Talking
now.
shit.
We out here, we talking. We gonna talk a lot of shit, okay? You know what I'm saying? But I had to bring my guys in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm fresh off the road, man. I'm smelling like $150,000 times 12. Oh man, you know they amped me up and shit, got me up here. Yeah, I mean I'm swaying
talking
back and
shit.
forth in the seat. You know what I'm saying?
go.
But listen,
Big vibes. I
I want to give it up, man. I'm gonna let y'all go individually, man. But I want to give it up, man, for my guys, the Bridgin The Gap podcast.
BTG.
BTG.
I mean, yeah.
Introduce yourselves individually. Start right here, my man.
It's your boy Big Dan, you know what I'm saying? The silverback gorilla, this podcast shit. You know, appreciate you inviting us on, bro. This it's a vibe in this joint.
You all ready?
It's gonna be a time. We're gonna have a time.
Hey, yo, you already know it's Uncle Face, your favorite introverted, antisocial podcaster that you know podcasts but don't like people. But I'm here. Let's go!
BTG, cuz. Listen, this is Uncle B, a.k.a. the drunken uncle. Back in the
Back on the Southern Comfort.
I'm back on the Southern Comfort. The
We got
You gotta love that. Listen, get with us on IG at Mr._Know-It-All_pod. The Facebook fan page, the Mr. Know-It-All podcast fan page. Mr. Know-It-All podcast on TikTok. And please, as always, send all of your fuckery, duckery, and schmuckery over to the Gmail account at MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. It's MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. And I'll let y'all give all y'all socials and shit once we wrap everything up. But one of y'all definitely can send y'all, you know what I mean, send your love out there to everybody. But what the fuck is up with you niggas?
Hey, man.
You have graced me with your presence today. I'm fresh off the road, and I couldn't be happier to see y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Hey, man,
like I'm
appreciate
feeling discombobulated. I feel like my shirt on crooked. I don't know or whatnot, but I'm driving. Oh, yeah, by the way, listen. Yeah, fuck with me. Fuck around and find out. By September, abs. I'm gonna have a whole 3-pack on you
Goals.
niggas. I'm gonna have a whole 3-pack on you. It's gonna be boop boop.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
shit.
Wham. You know what I'm saying?
Summer body. Beach body boy. Let's go.
Late summer bodies are made in the early summer.
I mean, hello.
Yeah, no,
Hello.
Dad bod.
Pull it out in
Yeah,
August. You know what I'm saying?
Dad bod.
Yeah, that dad bod. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, boy. Listen, FaZe, you gotta catch up, homie.
Man.
Chunky niggas is winning right now, bro.
Well, for him, this is chunky.
Oh yeah, that's for him. That's chunky for you.
This is chunky for him. He's on our thing.
He's very
You know
chunky
what I'm
right
saying?
now.
Oh,
I embrace being on the heavier side.
Yes.
as you should, as you should. You know what I mean?
feels a whole lot better now.
Yeah, they want to be next to you and shit and all that and whatnot.
You can't be short and skinny.
That's true. Yeah, you got that. You got yeah.
Some weight on you.
Right. No,
Pause.
that's a good look. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. That's he said pause.
Yeah. Everywhere we go, they want to know who he is. They think we his bodyguards.
Oh, shit.
Whenever we go out, we play that game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
we went to Times Square. We went to Times Square, and literally, me and Unc just pushed the crowd.
Who is this nigga?
And they're like, "Who the fuck is Bull?" Like,
fuck
I
is
mean,
Bull?
like that's what we do. That's our go-to. You know what I mean?
Hard tricks we pull sometimes.
Oh, for real. That's
Oh yeah, you know.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
that's a good look though. I listen. I can imagine and whatnot. I like the.
But you on a diet? You looking good, bro?
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying, man. I mean, it
It
ain't
is
gonna
that
be
month though,
It
right?
ain't gonna be, huh?
It is that month though, right?
It is. It is, as we should though, and it's important, and that's why, you know, what I mean, I'm trying to really. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I mean, it's Father's Day next week. It's all this other shit. Everybody's dead here, right? Everybody dead. All right. So listen,
And I'm a Gemini. Gemini season for all my Geminis out there.
it's a vibe. It's a
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
It's a vibe. I know some cool Geminis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some cool Geminis.
I know some crazy ones.
I do, too.
They cool and crazy.
I live with two of them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, all right.
I mean, my youngest daughter and my son. They
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So
night and day.
I just think that we got to take back the narrative of Father's Day. We do. We have to, because I don't think that we give ourselves enough credit. I think that we do a whole lot of shit, and I believe in most people's nature. When you see what a man is, it's his heart and exterior. So for some reason, they're not going to give us the credit because they don't really know how far it extends. Like, you know what I mean? The shit that a man do is be automatic most of the time. Taking out the trash, getting the oil change, cleaning cars out, all the additional shit that is not going to be done in the household. I feel like we need to bring that shit to light. I'm gonna get shirts made and whatnot. I took the trash out today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I got your oil change. You know what I mean? Just you know, respect level shit. You know what I'm saying?
I kind
But
of.
how do we get that back? Because women will never give us enough credit that we think we should get.
Start talking about it. I ain't got a problem with talking. That's why I'm single now. I ain't got time. I'm gonna fucking let you know what's on my mind. Listen, let me tell you on top. Like I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit, and I don't appreciate it.
So
Uh-oh. Whenever this listen, whenever this nigga say
He says so.
my thing is this.
Yeah.
I'm 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah.
My problem is the stuff the simple stuff that men do is supposed to do that you just described.
Yeah.
It's a lot of niggas that ain't. And I use the word niggas because I won't refer to them as men. A lot of niggas ain't doing it.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot of niggas out here trying to actively play that role like they the head of their household and they do this. But like you just said, these are the niggas that will not go let their lady go get the oil change. These are the niggas that let their girl pump the gas. You know what I'm saying? These are the niggas that, you know what I mean, won't even take out the trash.
But them the same niggas that tuned me out when I even started talking about it.
I know, but
That'd be the thing, you know what I mean?
Cutoff kings, are they fathers?
no.
Do a father supposed to take trash out?
I like
a father got to pump gas? Is that being a father? What really be a father? Like, let's talk about fathers.
I think it's rough. I think we have
Anybody can say he takes out the trash now.
Right.
He pumps her gas.
Right.
My job as a father to make sure you okay, she okay, and my other son is okay.
I think we should divide it up though, because we are first. I want to lend first and foremost to the men, because there are a lot of men that are not necessarily fathers that are doing all these duties. I think that fatherhood kind of lends itself to a different lane though. So when we start talking about fatherhood, we talking about being there for your little boy, your little girl, whatnot, doing these additional things, even if you're not with the mother. You know what I'm saying? So men, you know what I mean, manhood and father, that's the reason why I say we carry so many goddamn keys. We move so accordingly on so many different levels that you don't have to be a father to be that man. Now you have to be a man to be the father, be a father, but you don't have to. So you could be not a father and still, you know what I mean, be on that type time. So it's a good look, but I understand what you mean though. I think that we got super niggas out here. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's
like for real. It's some of us that's just super duper thorough, like knowing everything all the way across the board.
So one more question. Hold on.
We around.
Hold on, Bob. Before you get
We around.
before you
I
get
didn't
the
say
thing
anything.
and start going, listen. We already don't expect nothing.
Right.
So when we do get something, our hearts melt. Like, what are you expecting to get from Father's Day?
I don't really expect it.
Exactly. So in order to change it, we have to expect something, put something in the air or something.
But see, now you opening up the gateway for you to be disappointed.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
You dig what I'm saying?
Because
So just slide. What you're
once
gonna do is slide $100 under her pillow.
But now
No.
you might just buy it
Father's
for
Day
yourself
coming up.
then. You might just buy it for yourself then.
And that's the thing. You know what you should do is, you know what the narrative is then? Buy that shit that you wanted to get and then say it's from the kids.
But you know, and
what I do.
here's the thing though.
Yeah.
See, it's hard. Mother's Day, I usually give the kids the money to buy her something.
Yeah, of course.
But she doesn't. She might not have the money to get the kids to buy me what I really need.
Bullshit. You get nothing from the kids. They ain't got jobs. I
What
pay
the
for it.
hell?
No. What I'm saying is,
I'm paying
I
for all
give
this.
them money.
I'm not giving them
The
shit.
Mother's Day coming up, y'all better get us something. I know they ain't got no bread. They
get
spent
a
it
card-
all on fucking
You get
shit.
a card from the kids and the gifts is
Yo,
from me.
Yo, listen, I'm about to say, because my shit used to be, what I did was I would step it up. So I would say that this Mother's Day gift is coming in. Are you going to get something good from the kids, and you're going to get something good from me? So a month and a half later, when that Father's Day shit come around, and I don't see it like that, I'm gonna be like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by it's not an expectation. It's more along the lines of, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours type.
It don't
You know
work
what I'm
like
saying?
that.
I know it don't, but you know what? That's what
It do in some households.
that's
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it worked for
doing
me,
some
but you got to
households.
up the ante though. You
Yeah.
had to up the ante. Like that's what it is. Like if I fuck around and get you. If I get you a Pandora bracelet with the charms and all that shit, the shit you wanted, I want something that's at least
Matching up.
two,
You
300.
you
Like
gonna-
what we
you
talking?
Gonna
Like
you going to get a toolkit.
No.
No, it
no
depends
goddamn-
on who you dealing with.
Keep
Your
them
lady
fucking
got to know
socks
you.
and drawers,
give me a
too.
toolkit and let me buy you a thing of pots and pans, and then you know what I'm saying?
gi-
Then it's
I
all,
gi-
you know what I mean?
I'll give you
Yeah.
a great example.
Right.
Mother's Day just passed a minute ago. Me and my wife is going on, this should be 18 years.
Vibes.
You know what I'm saying? 10 years married, 18 years together.
Shout out to that.
I'm gift out. I'm not, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you need? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's in your Amazon cart that you've been hesitant to buy?
Mm.
And she pulled that up. She wanted she needed a work bag,
Okay.
and she wanted a specific one.
Yeah.
Send that over to me.
Right.
What color did you want? This the one? All right, boom.
Vibes.
Yesterday, she comes to me. Hey, Father's Day is coming up. I don't know about none of that fishing shit you be doing. Send me something.
There you go.
Okay.
That's how it work.
Send that reel over. That's
all
what I
right.
need.
It ain't nothing wrong with that.
Do you
And then,
think?
and then she called me yesterday while I was out and about. Hey, listen, I just pulled up that reel.
Yeah.
It say 4,000 or 5,000. Which one am I getting?
Yup, there
I
you
need
go.
the 4,000.
Yup. And I don't mind none of that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I like to
This
know
is
every
the
step of the
thing.
way.
This is the thing.
Right.
Maybe because if you're married,
Mm-hmm.
it's something different when you single. Like I might not call my baby mom and be like, yo, what you got in your cart?
Oh, you
Mother's Day. I'm single.
Yeah, marriage and being
yeah,
You
because
understand what I'm saying?
you asking for a woman to be considerate.
So when that shit come back to me, it's like,
Let me ask you a question. When you think about what you heard what I just said, right?
Mama.
So right, yeah, exactly. So because I want you to, I hope it didn't go over your head.
it did.
Listen.
grab the
So
bubble.
cold.
When you
grab
was
the-
talking,
grab the bubble,
right.
grab the
so
bubble, bring it back.
So you're talking about you considering, even if you're not with your child's mother, you're considering if they didn't have the money for you to get them, for them to get her something from you, or for you to pay for what they're getting her on Mother's Day, right? the majority of the time that's under a man's consideration. You cannot be with her knowing your kids don't got. They'll come to you like, we want to get something for mom, and you'll pay for it without saying nothing. On the other hand, that shit don't happen too much with women.
What when it's come time?
When it come for us, yeah. That's why I said you asking for women to be considerate. And I'm not turning this into the He-Man's woman haters club. What I'm saying is that
we screwed.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we gotta. That's what we have to. That's what we gotta stand on. I'm not giving you the time of day, no matter what woman you are in my life, until you consider me.
That's what I'm saying.
Consider me. Did you check on me? Are you thinking about me? I don't give a fuck if I'm with you or not. I don't care if you a family member, if you're my mother, if you what you call it. If you're not thinking about me the same way I'm thinking about you, then I don't have time. I don't have the time of day for you.
No,
I love you.
No, that's real,
You know what I'm saying? I love you, but at the end of the day, as men, because here's the thing, we die alone. Every last one of us. You know what I'm saying? But men, when we go, the fanfare is always about a good memory about what you used to do.
My fault.
If I die alone, I'm coming back and haunting all them bitches.
I'm sorry.
I do way too much.
Right.
If I die alone,
I'm so sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I am expecting something from my children.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not her. I am not her father.
But what if they don't? What if the kids ain't got it?
No, she should make sure they have it for me.
See, that's the point. That's what I'm. That's just like what I'm saying.
I'm not looking for nothing from her because she's not my father. Remember last month when it was Mother's Day, we was like, I'm taking my mother out.
Face, what you about to say? You know, yeah, Face, what you about to say? Because I think he about to ask something. What you saying?
Yeah.
So, I literally have no expectations of no human being.
Understood.
With that being said, because I have no expectations, I have no letdowns.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I have no expectations, so therefore I have no letdowns.
Right. That's a good look. No, and you know what? I think that I'm with you on that 100%.
those are conversations that we have all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% because that's so what it.
Boy, you grown. I'm telling you, boy.
So what it
grown.
so what it lends
Proud of
itself
you.
to though is to having that understanding.
Fuck that. My son better ask me something. Fuck that. Fuck that. I just gave you $200 a week before.
Shit don't matter, bro. I got a son that's in college.
That's gonna go over a lot of
The
people's
nigga
heads,
doesn't
man.
even have the wherewithal to consider the fact if I gave him money the week before to ask me again for something else that's important. So if I gave you $200 a week ago, but Mother's Day is next week, you didn't even ask me for that for the Mother's Day
Talk
present.
your shit,
You
King.
asked me that just for your pocket.
Talking shit.
The day after Father's Day, I'm going to grind him up.
You should.
I'm going to grind him
And that's
up.
what I mean by us standing on our square and saying off top, like, yo, consider me. Because if not, if you don't want to hear my mouth, then start thinking the fuck about what you do for me and around me.
Yeah.
Because I take everybody else into consideration at all times. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna get back to that.
My son used to give me hand. He used to give me hand pictures for Father's Day.
No,
With the paint in school. Here, that.
the turkey joints.
Here, Dad. Yeah, the hand drawn. And I used to put it up on the refrigerator like, oh yeah, this is what's up.
Yeah, how old is he now?
He's 14.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. What if he give you that now?
What the fuck,
Dad, I made this for you at school.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Yo, so let's talk about real quick, man. Just a real quick recap or whatnot, because I never really got a chance to ask you, and I know y'all touched on it somewhat on your pod. How did you feel about the Empire Strikes Back show? That was your first time getting in on us, you know what I mean, and knowing the podcast link, Philly Joan and whatnot. Now listen, if it's if it's a lot, I could cut some of it out if you ain't feel it. But I want to know how you feel about how the show went, and what do you some of the things we need to improve on. Let me hear from Big Dan first,
right.
Whatnot, because he was a panelist up there. But then I want to hear from y'all as spectators.
I can't take videos of them while we doing this.
You could absolutely take videos, bro. Yeah. You
I'm the cameraman.
Yeah. Say less.
So we came to the first one y'all had,
Yes.
and we came to the second one.
Yes.
I felt like this one was a little different than what we saw.
Use the first term that comes to your brain.
It seemed a little off to me.
Okay. Off by how?
It seemed a little. It seemed like So and maybe that's because I was involved. I was involved in it.
Okay,
So when you're sitting in the audience and you see a show comes through and you don't know the details of it to what you see, it looks like everything went through seamlessly, like everything went through with no problems.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it seemed to me, and it just seemed like, in my opinion, I felt like everybody should have been there a little earlier. It just seemed a little rushed. And if we keeping it being, it just seemed everything was rushed.
Please keep it a bean. Okay.
I didn't have a chance to do your 1-2s with the mics to make sure everything was, because nobody was there on time. And it just, you can tell it wasn't the finished product that I've saw previous. You know what I'm saying? Me and Haim had a conversation about it. It just wasn't as polished. So the first show that I came to, everything went off, in my opinion, and I don't know, y'all might have had some shit that was going on.
We had some shit.
But from the audience standpoint, it went through flawlessly. It was a great show. Onk gave us nothing but reviews, and I watched it, and I watched the replay of it.
Right.
The second show, it went through flawlessly to me. In mind you, it could have been because we weren't involved. We just watching. But being involved, it just seemed like everybody was on their own time, and I don't know. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be more of a, I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely.
Y'all say be here at this time. We in the building.
You was there before I was, and that's a hell of a feat, because I was the one with the equipment setting shit up. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm here with.
I definitely appreciate
it.
Shout out to you for that one. That's a good look.
Hey, listen. I take my time very personally. I'm not a late nigga. I hate when niggas is late.
Me
so
too.
I'll be damned if I show up to somebody else's function and waste their time.
Absolutely.
We gonna be on time.
I appreciate that.
So it just seemed like it was a whole bunch of hiccups, and you know what I'm saying? So, and it falls into the show. Then we also had the little situation with the extra group of ladies that was over. You know what I mean? So
we live and we learn.
we live. Yeah, that's all. But you move forward and you go. You live and you learn.
It's happening. I'm getting comfortable with the microphone and shit.
Yeah, you grabbing it. That's nasty.
Let go of it. Get off her legs.
You double fisting it. Let it go.
Off her legs.
That is insane. All right, so y'all give me you want to go first and FaZe you go? Like, so
You wanna
as
show
a
them?
spectator, you've been to all three.
Can I go? Or you want to blitz?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Marinate? All right, I'm going to let him marinate.
Go ahead.
First one was awesome.
Right.
All three, let me see. First venue was good.
Yeah, I actually like that venue too. It's good.
That was another thing. The venue.
The
closed off venue was very, like that first joint y'all used. That venue was perfect for what it was.
It was very good.
Right.
Second venue, it was good. That's my man Bar. I know the owner of that joint.
Right.
It was good. Third, the last venue was awesome.
Right.
The only thing I didn't like is that when y'all did the battle on the second one too.
Yeah.
When y'all did the battle this time,
Yeah.
Same thing I told Hype. I would have preferred something when that beat dropped.
Yeah.
You had a bunch of women in there. Nobody got up. Y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
okay,
just more of
crowd interaction.
Okay. Nobody
okay.
got up. Y'all gotta forget what songs I like. I want to pick a song that's gonna make the people come up and start dancing in the aisle.
Okay,
another
gotcha.
thing.
You understand what I'm saying? Only
first
one that
show
was dancing was everybody on the stage.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
That was the only thing. That was one of the things that I didn't like.
Okay.
Nah, you're right about the crowd participation.
Participation.
The first one was heavy crowd participation.
gotta-
I had a clip out of that one.
Yeah.
out of the first joint.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And then also you got to get a crowd up some more. It's like the overall crowd participation.
Right. Okay.
The ball did very good. The host,
Mel
he
Harris,
was in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Asking questions.
Right.
When we do something like that, you gotta ask the people the question. They just don't want to sit there and just listen to y'all talk.
And that's the point. That
And everybody was trying.
I agree
Would
with
love to raise it. You had some people in that crowd that would love to say something.
No, I agree. I agree with that
feel me?
100% because I feel the same way you feel.
So at one point you gotta get them involved. You want them to make them feel like they're part of the show.
Cool. Face.
understand what I'm saying?
What you thinking?
So listen. The first show, the venue,
Right.
it was intimate. Keep it intimate.
Yeah.
It was.
Right.
Respectfully, it was a lot of fucking talent on that stage that wasn't utilized properly.
Okay.
And that's just it.
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? It was keep the venue intimate.
Mm-hmm.
keep Mr. Mel Harris there,
Right.
keep a vibe going with the music,
Right.
and utilize that fucking talent you got on that stage, bro. Like you had some real fucking talent on that stage.
What do you think that it was? You think that we missed a mark on maybe kind of utilizing the more of a podcast format, or do you feel you feel like what? Let me ask you a question: were the different activities, was that too much, or did it hit the mark for you? Like the certain games, certain shit
you
that
had
we
a
was
lot of personality up there, and I
Yeah.
think that if you just had a general conversation with the personalities up there,
doing. Okay.
that shit would have been magic.
So you feel like if we would have just honed in on just fucking podcasting,
Listen,
rather,
you
know
got
what I
hype.
mean? Okay.
You got hype. Shout out my man Hype. He not hype. He geeked up. You got hype. That's
Not
just
geeked
general.
up.
General just gonna pop a question. You just got you that got the energy.
Yeah.
You got Star who's relatable. That's gonna talk that people can relate to.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
Dana that's gonna reach out to the baddies and all that. You got
Right.
a whole different. You got so many different lanes that you can go into.
Yeah,
and have
yeah,
a
yeah.
general conversation.
Right,
and
right.
Somebody gonna be interested versus basing everything on one general topic.
I got what
Let
you're
the
saying.
energy fly.
Yeah, yeah.
Let Hype go up there do his thing.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
Taya go up there and pop one of her questions.
Right, right.
Let Star ask something common. Let Tone go up there and ask a sports question. And go from there, bro.
Yeah.
Why she didn't perform? Why she didn't perform? Star.
I don't know. I don't think that we never really could. All right, so
She did a hell of a job.
Pull back the fourth wall for a second, right? So essentially, we actually had two performers that were basically scheduled to perform.
right.
Yeah,
one wasn't able to make it, so Mel had to fill in the gap with that. But like it is a little like to go with what Dan was saying the first. It's a little bit different from when you behind the scenes, you know what I mean, as opposed to up front. I do agree with a lot of what you saying, you know what I mean, as far as being able to talent shine through. I think that we're learning as we go. So what I would
process.
Yeah, it's a process. So
man.
what I do say is that I do understand what you mean, because when you're putting together a show, like you're trying to make it a show. And, you know, me, Hype, and Taya, you know, we helmet, so we thinking about it like, all right.
That's a lot of personality there.
It is. So essentially we're always talking to each other like, all right, what do we do in order to make it better, you know, or more extravagant than last time? We're getting bigger venues. We're getting more interest in it. You know what I mean? We're actually bringing a different flow of people, you know, through it and whatnot. We'll have guest panelists. We'll have people, you know what I mean? Because we want to be able to alternate this thing and kind of, you know, keep it moving. The people who's down from D.C. we was talking to, because we're really,
Yo,
really,
cuz.
you know what I'm
Out to
saying?
your cuz.
Like, it would be love to, you know, do some things out there with them as well. Like it's a thing. So my thing is, but you're right. I like the essence of what we do from the rip. Like just being able to talk, have the conversations, and have the audience being able to relate to it.
Control mic is what I like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
call
that's
it.
no, absolutely.
Control mic.
So I do agree with what you're saying. I think that I think it's notable. I think it's a good thing to kind of, you know, pocket and keep for the next situation that we got coming up. We working on some things in the future, but I think also frequency. We're gonna talk about frequency with that too, because I think that like we can't wait forever. Like so by the time we do the show this year, we probably would only have done like 2 shows. So I'm thinking that like it's a lot of people that they get in the mix. They be doing fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 joints a year.
Right.
And I think it's important that you just keep doing it. It's a lot to do, but I think
Here's the thing, though. It's your third joint, though.
I know,
It's
I know.
early in the game, so it's
I know, and that's what I'm
it's
saying.
It's trial and error.
So
You know what I'm saying?
between August and May, we did 3 joints.
Hey, listen,
I
if
feel
you
like-
love it, it don't feel like work.
It don't at all.
Okay.
No, like, listen, I'm never sweating it. I just look at it along the lines of I want to learn from everything and I want to keep it pushing.
And that's the thing.
Do the best thing we
a lot of
possibly can do.
people wouldn't ask, "Hey,
Right.
be honest with me and let me know what you thought of
Yeah,
the show."
no,
and then
absolutely.
Take that, you know,
because
take
I
that
want,
place.
I personally want to put forth the best product I possibly can. Because at the end of the day, this isn't my first rodeo with this. Like to the point where it's like I used to, you know what I mean? I rapped for years. I did shows for years. Then I started promoting and doing my own shows and parties. You know what I mean? I did about a dozen of them. And it was one of those things where it was like, oh shit, this is a thing. You know what I'm saying? So when it began to become successful, I always wanted to, and I was doing it on my own purely. So I was thinking to myself like, well, damn, besides having a bunch of yes men around me, what can I do in order to make it better? And a lot of people just really like it was making money and I was paying people.
Right.
So nobody really had the wherewithal to be like, yo, Keith, you know, this shit is, we could do this or we could do this or we could do this or we could do that. They didn't really give a fuck. They was like, yo, man, you know what I mean? When you need me there, I got to be at the next joint. You know what I mean? Because it was a bunch of rappers, and rappers are always. I had one joint that stands out to me that we can move on. One joint that stands out to me, right? The most. So you remember Adonis the Amazon? You don't remember that? So K Slay had his chick from Philly. Her name was Adonis the Amazon.
Okay.
She was spitter, like spitter, like rapper. She was nasty with it. And K Slay, rest in peace. He had, you know, gravitated for me. He's from New York, so you know what I mean. He put her on the back. He gave her own mixtape. So I think she was signed to him, and she hadn't done anything in a while. So I did a FemC show. You know what I'm saying? This FemC show was like, goddamn, I'm getting old now. That shit was like 12, 13 years ago. But when I did it, I had like 12 chicks on there. 12 of the hottest chicks that I knew in the city that rhyme or whatnot, bring people out or whatnot. We did it at the Trocadero, Recipes at Trocadero. That shit ain't there no more either. You know what I mean? Theater down in Chinatown. And when we did it, she came out like out of, like, I guess you would call it pseudo-retirement because she hadn't done anything in a while, and fucking floored it. And when I tell you, the show, that alone stepped the show up to a point where it's like I couldn't even imagine it. And people always hit me back. You know what I mean? It'll pop up in my Facebook mentions every once in a while. Like, y'all remember this show? This shit was fly. This was just that and the third. To me, I'm RC Farty. I'm a creative. So therefore, I'm always into putting together the best type of entertainment. I don't give a fuck. Like, the other shit is second rate to me. I performed in front of hundreds. I performed in front of tens. I performed in front of 3. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? My thing is always about putting together the best product we possibly can. So shout out to y'all though, man, for giving me that feedback though. We already know. You know what I'm saying? Shit will be a look on the back end and whatnot. What made y'all start a podcast? Let's get to the brass tacks real quick. Let's talk to y'all for a second. What the fuck made you 3 niggas say we getting together to do a podcast?
So originally it started with just me and Face.
Okay.
We always had ambitions of doing something. We didn't know what it was going to be.
Right.
And you know, way back when, you know, podcasts always been out. You know, back when you had an iPhone 1, it had a podcast button on there, but nobody knew what a fucking podcast
know what the
was.
fuck that meant.
What that button was or
exactly.
what it did.
Right.
And whenever me and him get together, it's always, you know, me and him, like we had the barbecues, family events. Everybody is around us laughing, and it's me and him going at it.
Right.
Me and him used to have roast battles on fucking social media, like on Facebook. If you go back, like I'm talking about, I would get a picture of him and I would edit it and throw some shit out there. Oh yeah, this nigga selling waters on. We had a family fucking. It's a family barbecue. He's sitting on a cooler with a soda can like this. I turn that into him. My man is out here selling sodas on the corner. Go support my black business. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like shit like that. Like,
right.
And then we got 100 fucking comments on Facebook of motherfuckers. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it started with that. You know what I mean? And then from there it was, damn dog, we should start a fucking podcast. And both our wives, y'all ain't gonna do that shit. Y'all always talk that shit. That was the real motivation.
It be your own ladies. but they looked out though. They looked out. They just got you motivated for it. Yeah.
Because both of our wives told us to our face that we bullshitting and we ain't gonna do it. When we said we was gonna do it, I never forget it. We all of us get up early in the morning. We all on the road early in the morning for work.
Right.
So 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm talking to him. What we gonna call this, John? It's standing third. He's like, I don't know, dog. You know, we trying to like bridge the gap of like, you know, the shit you do, the shit. I said, damn, that's it right there, bro. Bridging the gap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it started. Me, Face, old ass MacBook fucking Pro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a fucking old camera from Amazon in my dining room. Episode 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
And then episode 4, Unc came as just a guest to come shoot the shit.
Right.
And 163 episodes later, he's still here. You know what I'm saying? He came and said he's never leaving.
I like that.
And it's just the energy, the vibe that we get when we together is just fucking funny. And everybody's I mean, everybody agrees. It's just even like it when Unc was going through his medical shit and he was out for his hip shit.
Right.
We tried to do a podcast.
We had a whole different podcast.
We even was like, all right, we can't do Bridging the Gap without Unc. So we started a whole
Right.
nother podcast called, what the fuck was it?
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted.
Oh, yeah, Unrestricted.
I made a logo, the whole nine, put it up, made a whole
Unrestricted.
We recorded one episode and said, yeah, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't feel right. Is
It
what you're
ain't,
saying.
it ain't the same.
We do everything in a 3-part harmony.
He writes
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
in 3-part harmony. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it flows. You know
So,
what I'm saying?
this is like a new lane. Like so, even us cats that's in our 30s and 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at it along the lines of like when we're podcasting and whatnot. I got on a podcast in probably in 2015, and it was, you know what I mean, it was me watching the early versions of the Joe Budden podcast.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because of the simple fact, I was like, well, wait a minute. Oh, this is what the fuck this is? This
Right.
is what they
That's
doing?
what's lit now.
Yeah, I'm like, that shit is
I could do
weird.
that.
I'm like, damn, that's wild. Like, and then I'm like, yo, not only is this wild, this shit is funny. I'm
Right.
like, wait a minute, and you can just get on and say shit. You know what I'm
Say-
saying?
and
So it's
talk
like
your
you
shit.
can just talk shit. I'm like, wow, this is different. And it took me a while to kind of get that, get geared up, to go on. It took me 4 fucking years after that to really, really kind of want to step into it.
Right.
Your generation, though, it's all right. It's a good look with Bridging the Gap. It's so many people out here that are of that generation have no fucking idea what a podcast is, and they actually act like they don't want to know, but it smacks them in the face all the time. Like every time, like my mom will be 60 in 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to her, she's been on my podcast. She's done other podcasts. She wrote a poetry book. She's an evangelistic minister. She's wrote a bunch of stuff or whatnot. She does great things when she's on a podcast. And I'm like, but she still act like she don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm talking about. I'm like, you've been on my podcast. Like you've sat down, we've talked. And she's like, oh yeah, well I did an interview with somebody. I'm like, oh yeah, what is it on? She's like, well it's on YouTube and in I think it's called Spotify. I said, mine is a podcast. No, I don't think it's a podcast because I said it is a podcast. I look up on the thing. The first thing it says is such and such podcast featuring Marcy. That I was like, "Man, you on a podcast?"
My
Like,
mom
I'm like-
refers to our shit as a talk show.
So
Y'all still doing your little talk show?
but I think that it's awesome that when you come in, because I think that what you seeing and what you watching and whatnot, this gives you an opportunity to learn media from a totally different aspect, and now you purposefully are the way you are.
Yo,
You know what I mean? You know how to throw it on and turn it off.
cut off kings. I'm gonna be the reason we break the code.
Because he's figuring it
I'm
out.
gonna be the reason we break the code.
Right.
He gonna bring the older generation.
Right.
I fuck up
And-
sometimes.
It's art. He's gonna bring the
That's
older
what's going to happen though.
generation
You're
to
going to say the
podcast.
wrong shit and the right person going to see it.
That's the point.
And it's
That's the point.
and it's
You
up
getting
from
three
there.
different. We tweaking the numbers. You getting 3 different numbers. You getting my generation,
Yeah.
his generation,
Right.
and then you getting the old folks that don't know how to use an iPhone and see that podcast thing and know from where to
And,
go.
Yep. And that's
You
the
know what I
reason
mean? And
why.
That's how we tweak the numbers. That's what we do at Bridging the Gap.
That's the reason why. The way that y'all promoted is just so important, and whatnot, especially with the YouTube side of it, because I know for a fact that even with my mom and her friends and everybody else that has been put on to my podcast, they say, like if you wasn't on YouTube, I couldn't see it.
Right.
I'm like, God damn! I'm like, it's 15 other ways to watch it. They like, but you got to understand, I'm not
Easier.
Yeah, it's easier. I'm already on YouTube. When your joint pop up, I see it there. I
They can
click
hit
it.
the remote. They can hit the button on their remote and go right there.
And right to YouTube because it's on TV too, and it's funny because even Spotify has tried it, but it's just Spotify. You could get it on Spotify on your TV, but it is one of them things.
So Danny made it easier. Didn't you make it easier? You cut out the Bridging the Gap and just put.
So before you had to type in Bridging the Gap to find us.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? People spell it wrong. It's no G in Bridging.
Absolutely.
So then I basically just changed it to BT. If you just
It's
type in
much
BTG Podcast 215, it shows everything that we're on, and even if you're on YouTube.
Just
got
like and subscribe. That's all you
Yup,
gotta do.
that's what it is.
Hit one button.
It took me a while. I had to learn, but I'm so stubborn that my podcast is spelled a specific way, and there's a specific way to look at it. So when I did the network, I spelled it the same way. Like KnowItAll is in quotation marks. Mr. KnowItAll is quotation marks, right? It didn't start breaking the algorithm to where it's just one of the first things that pops up when you type in until I cracked like 150 episodes, or until I started. like now that I have over almost 300 videos on YouTube and it's so many different clips and the numbers are up and I get more subscribers and all this other shit, that's when it cracks algorithm. So it's as odd as it seems. All it is like even when you change it, like when you changing it to make it simple, that's cool. But what's gonna make it even better is once it cracks, it gets where you need it to be at with the promotional side of it.
See, so that's but that's what we starting to notice now.
Yeah.
So now when you go in there and when you type in BTG podcast, our shit comes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And prior to that, if you typed in Bridgin The Gap, fucking of Nas and his dad came up. A video with Nas and his dad.
Right. Yeah.
And then it is, you know how to show you, it'll show you. If you type in Bridgin the way we spell it, it'll bring you up Bridgin the Gap with the G.
Right.
And all of the other 100. The reason why we took the G out is because there's 100 other podcasts out there that's spelled correctly.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Then we even thought it just kept keeping it at BTG, but we went to understand that we are Bridgin the Gap. You know what I mean? So now finally, and I don't know if it's, hey, just for media, for people that's still coming up, them hashtags is important. Because now I know every time whenever we post a video, whenever I post to YouTube, hashtag BTG215, BTG Podcast 215.
Right.
Now, if you type that in now, we come straight up.
Hey, I just want to stop and take a minute to say shout out to us guys. Finally reaching that 1K mark on the followers on Instagram. I like that.
Finally hit that.
That's a vibe, man. That's what's up.
Shout out to them 11 niggas that we asked last week. Because he hit me and on in the DMs and was like, yo, dog, we had like 989. By the time the goal was by the time we got here to be at a stack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's
he was
what's
like,
up.
we put a post out there loud and like, yo, we need 11 people.
Hit that fucking button.
Hit the button.
So let me ask,
by the end of the day, we was there.
how do y'all feel like creating a platform and then being able to stand on it is affecting your lifestyle as you know it?
It made me better as a person.
You think?
Yeah, because I go somewhere every Saturday and I got a voice.
Yeah.
So you got to be like keen on what you say, how you say shit, and your message you get out there.
And that's
so I think it made me better as a person. That's why I don't look at what we do as a podcast to get money.
Yeah.
Fuck what these two niggas saying. This therapy every week.
Yeah. So you sound like my co-host.
Fuck what they saying. This what we do every Saturday. When we get together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we hit the button, we record,
we
all that, we do all that shit.
Yeah.
But essentially, we look forward to getting together on Saturdays and building shit to talk about. And to be honest with you, some of our best episodes is shit that ain't recorded.
Of course, always, and that's the reason why
conversations that we have as fucking men, 3 different generations that's going through all the same shit. That got that space to say, "Yo, guess what happened to me this week?"
You know what it is though.
Nigga, you ain't the only one that ain't been through that. I've been
find a way to translate that shit over to some recorded shit though too. Like makes like sometimes you be standing in the room like somebody hit the remote. You know what I'm saying?
No. The problem is it's recorded.
Yeah.
But we done said some raw ass shit.
I get it.
We don't feel.
And it's like, damn, we can't. If you cut that out, there's no point in even putting this up there because that's what the. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, wait till we done this main podcast or whatnot, and I turned on this little 20, 30 minute little Patreon we do real quick.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's when I talk my shit. That's behind a paywall. So like, if you want to do that, listen.
We down for all that.
Yeah, that's behind a paywall. Niggas pay. They pay to watch that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't one of them things or whatnot. But yeah, like I
don't want to hear this episode.
You know what's funny, right? That you mentioned that or whatnot. We can move on with the evidence. It's hilarious though because I what you just said and you stand on it firmly. My co-host, shout out to Kelly Q. She
shout out Kelly.
Kelly doesn't she doesn't describe it the way you describe it. But that's the same lane she stands on because her thought process is not as of one of a podcaster. She can podcast her ass off. She does a show with
every Monday with me and Hype.
With Hype and Big Dan. So she looks at what she does with the Mr. Know-It-All podcast, and she's been with me for 5 years, as therapy. I tease her like, nigga, this ain't, I said, nigga, we doing a show. She's like, nah, you don't understand. My lifestyle and what I live, this is where I go to talk my shit. And this helps me stay even keel. So I'm like, oh shit, I never even thought about it in that way. So I tease her, but I can't take the thought process of how she feels about it away from her. I know me, I am a very analytical, methodical thinker. So everything I do is purposeful. Extremely purposeful when it comes to podcasting. I am very, very on purpose when it comes to this shit. So, but that's me. I know a lot of people that kind of, you know what I mean, fall into place with it, and they're just like, yo, I love doing this, because I love this shit. I love this shit to the core of a fucking art form. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you bringing forth, like or whatnot, the way that you like I understand where Unc stand with it. I understand where your head is at with it. Pause. I understand where that's wild. You know what I'm saying? That shit was wild. Hey yo. So it's like, so look. But I understand Dan's thought process with it. So even when I came to see y'all, I was like, I see what y'all doing here. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to figure out everybody's baseline and where everybody begins and where they're trying to get it to. And it's a good thought process though, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thought process. Hold on. So, all right, let's talk some so I do this thing, right? I call it condiments, right? Because it's the ketchup. Get it? You know what I mean? Metaphor, double entendre. You know what I'm saying?
Tap into your rapper bag.
So it's time for the ketchup. And then I'll play a little sound effect after that, right? All right, real quick. Damn, the game is tonight. Predictions on this, John.
I hope everybody didn't fall into the bookies trap last game and bet on OKC and lost all their money.
They did. They did.
Pacers won.
They did. Oh, they did. That 9.5 had niggas looking stupid in the face.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana actually wins this convincingly. But then another thing is, if they take it to 7, I don't know who gonna win. I wouldn't bet $1 on none of this shit.
7. It's gonna go to 6. Indiana and 6.
Indiana and 6?
Indiana and 6.
What you think?
I think that because y'all lost me for a minute, but listen, I got a question for you before I answer mine.
Sure. You ask me anything you want to,
Do you think they lost money for these games, for this season, for this?
Yeah, what for the finals?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Why?
Because
small market,
small-ass market
well,
teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I live for the finals.
Okay.
I don't watch that. I watch the finals.
So you feeling a little upset right now?
So when I watched Indiana,
Yeah.
I have no idea who the fuck these niggas is.
Oh, that's real though.
No, I'm just saying. After Ant-Man left, I have no ideas.
No, that's
You
real,
know what I'm
though.
watching? I'm
What?
watching the girls play.
Really?
Caitlin Carter, well, she's hurt, but but Indiana, I
Yeah.
have no fucking idea.
Damn.
So that's what I'm saying. You know how many people you lost
Yeah.
because you don't have LeBron, you don't have
no
Ant-Man
big
in
name
there,
players,
you
yeah.
don't have no big
you
name
got-
players. Like, who the fuck is in there?
I mean, but you say that, but you got to think about it.
Yeah.
You thinking about the people they lost. Think about the people that they gained and who's never even experienced their team being in the finals. Like, there's a whole young group of fucking Indiana fans.
We got
What you talking about around the world?
All right, so think about it, Bump. When you think about the Sixers team, you got not just Philly that's rooting for Sixers. You got Philly, Delaware, surrounding counties, even parts of Jersey, like Camden and all that, and all the you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Indiana is fucking other people that might have jumped in there. They might be making bread off.
Well,
of
we
that.
got big city bias though. That's the
But-
one thing I would say. We got big city. We got East Coast bias.
Yeah.
And
You
we
know what
always
I'm
used to
saying?
seeing these bigger names.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
teams.
Yeah. Like I said, once Ant-Man left, I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, who am I going to vote for now?
We a top 5 market in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So which makes us always, anytime that we do something and whatnot, it's so much more credible around the country, let alone around the world. So it's different when somebody like if the Philadelphia 76ers, if the New York Knicks, even if
Do you
have it a
think? Do you
league.
think New York is watching this game tonight?
Fuck, hell no.
You know how many niggas is not watching that?
But you know what?
shit
You know
now?
when this happens a lot. This happens a lot in baseball. This happens in baseball. It happens in hockey. Niggas drop the fuck off. Like so. Let's talk about like ratings. The rating systems. If you ever look at forget the name of the Scantron situation for ratings when you start talking about television views, dude. We're talking about if New York makes the finals, we're talking about a 10.35, which means
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
millions of people watching, right?
yeah.
As opposed to Indiana with the 1.3. Niggas
Right.
don't really give a fuck.
Right.
It is so we can't stop the big market bias. What we can do is only thing that we could possibly do is to try to make it as fair as possible for everybody. If not, then we have to take something. We have to make less teams, and we don't want to make less teams. So what do? You know what I'm saying? Like when it's a shitty Super Bowl, like we always watch Super Bowl, no matter if it's a shitty team or not. But Green Bay got fucking 100,000 people in the town, period. And it is a 80,000 people stadium. Most of the people that be in there be in Green Bay is not a major market. They just have a good heritage. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build this up. So one of these teams for the first time ever is going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I'm probably never going to visit Oklahoma City or Indianapolis, Indiana, but you know,
We'll know
whatever it
about. See, I'll know about them next year. After whoever wins, then they're going to catch my eye next year.
I mean,
No, you're not, because as soon as the season over, they're gonna be talking about Bronny and LeBron coming back to play and all that shit. And
it is. I mean,
you'll be right back to the big market teams and who gonna do what, and you know what I mean, who got the pick and all that shit.
yeah. I mean, look at it.
I said in the
Yeah, I know. Look at it. He kept it all.
this shit
That's
on
something
me.
important. One of my ladies call it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Bat phone.
It's the bat. But I don't know, man. Like I said, man, more power to him. Man. So what you call it? The Knicks, though.
I was
Now
surprised.
we could get back. Yeah, we could talk to fire Tom Thibodeau.
When I saw that shit come through my Apple Watch, I was at work like, damn, they fired Tibbs.
Every team that the Indiana Pacers have beaten have gotten their coaches fired.
I don't understand. See, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful because
Every team that they have beaten
Tibbs wasn't the
has gotten
problem.
fired.
I don't think that you see the problem that I'm having is that you're firing this coach.
He don't play his bench though, bro.
He don't.
Tibbs don't play his bench, bro.
Let me ask you a question
He
though.
don't play his bench. He don't play his bench. He don't go deep. Pause.
He hasn't had to in a while, and also them close games. You need Brunson. You know what I'm saying? You need Hart out there. You need those guys out there to make
Why
the
not
buckets.
play your bench if you got a deep bench?
That's true. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. You think it's what you think, but I mean, he not the one delving out the contracts.
I could be wrong, but Tibbs is the reason Derrick Rose blew his shit. Whatever.
You could be wrong. You ain't wrong at all.
That's
You ain't wrong at all. Like overwork is that's always been a thing. Tom Thibodeau him and Doc Rivers have a fucking reputation for overworking players. So I do get it, but when you at the precipice of making the NBA Finals, you right there. You at the peak of it. You at the fucking mountaintop. All you got to do is reach for it.
dog, the Knicks could have beat the Pacers.
They should have.
They could have beat them.
They should have.
Everybody thought that they were.
They should see. That's the problem. That's the problem
Even
that I had.
even the political side of it. It was just because you got this big name team that ain't been to the show in a very long
Well,
time.
the NBA ain't about talent no more. It's about betting.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the problem that I'm having because now you're getting. I think the betting side of it is getting coaches fired.
You think so?
I know so. Like just give it a thought for a second and whatnot. That a team that gets to and this is not the first, second, or third time this has happened over the past 5 seasons. The team that gets to the NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, has a great season, ends up firing the fucking coach and replacing him with somebody else.
Yeah. Knicks was the best team in the East.
That is insane. So you mean to tell me that you can make it and get fired? Then what the fuck is the point of even, you know what I mean? What is the point of me even giving my all or whatnot? Like, that it don't make no sense for me to succeed and still get the axe.
New York rough. New York rough.
New York need to calm the fuck down.
New York
I like
rough.
to see KD in New York.
I listen, I got all respect in the world for New York, but New York need to calm the fuck down. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Over the past 15 years, that we all encompassing sports city, they need to relax because they're not them no more.
At all.
And they need to take it from the baseline. Look at some of your smaller market teams. Stop trying to think you need to make this big splash and this big bang at all times. Well, shout out. And I do want to shout out, while I always got my platform, I want to shout out to my young boy, whatnot. I coached him. I love you, young boy, and appreciate what you're going to do up there. We're going to beat y'all twice a year. But I used to coach Abdul Carter. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was in Little League or whatnot. Yeah. So shout out to Abdul
You
Carter.
gotta hit that fucking button for that.
No. I always shout out there. I said, we love you,
Yeah,
boy,
that's
but we
fire.
gonna have to give you that work though. You know what I'm saying? But that's my young boy. Whatnot. I remember he broke his collarbone. I had to carry him off the field. It was a whole thing, man. It was a
That's
thing.
fire, bro.
Yeah, man. It was years. But
Gotta
yeah,
give you
man.
flowers for that.
Yeah, no. Shout out to that or whatnot. But that New York, just because I think a lot of times what it is that when you're this city of stature, people. I don't know if you know people from New York, because I do. I have a lot of friends from New York. And people from New York don't think that there's anything else outside of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they think
people
that
from
everything's
Philly don't
supposed
think
to.
nothing
yeah,
outside
no,
of
but,
Philly.
but that's the problem of being a big place. Like when you live in a big spot, you don't know what's outside of that.
Real shit.
So you move, you the way you move is like, nigga, what? Like I didn't know nothing about that. And then you think you even look at where you live at as a smaller piece. People like Philly ain't that big a city. I said, nigga,
No, it's not.
Shit.
you crazy as shit.
Bullshit.
No, did you not know that Philly geographically is the 5th biggest city in the country? Matter of fact, space-wise, if they would have kept going and expanded Philadelphia proper, it'd be the 3rd biggest. Back in the 70s, we was the 3rd biggest. At the beginning of the 70s, we was the 3rd biggest city in the country. Then people migrated to Chicago. Then they expanded the land in Chicago proper. You know what I mean? That's fact. You know what I mean? So now we at the 6th because other cities are expanding and we shrinking. Let alone killing ourselves, but that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, man. Yo. You the last nigga I want to bring this shit up with. But I have to talk about it because I talk about movies and I talk about TV.
Okay.
All right, so we not
Oh, that's his lane.
Let's go.
No. Shut the fuck up, Dan.
We not mad.
If y'all don't know, me and Dan had an all-time classic debate about sinners. Well,
Nigga
gonna-
that's still doing you mean?
yeah. Anyway,
my daughter went to see Sinners.
Yeah.
Then she came home and I made her watch Dust Till Dawn. She said, I mean, I kind of see what you said.
That-
Fuck that. Nigga Dust Till Dawn.
At least she said I kind of see what you said. I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna say she would agree with you 100%. on
She didn't.
Right.
Shout
Bro,
out
he
to
said the new Tyler Perry Shaw movie was
John Q.
John Q.
It
I had
is.
to tell him like,
It
no,
is.
bro,
Nah,
you gotta
I do
chill.
agree with you.
You
I
gotta
watched
chill.
it. It was a little more.
What's John Q? Which one was John Q?
When he
With
had-
Denzel.
When his son was sick and
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. It got nothing to do with that.
I'm just
shit,
talking about on the lines of what the movie
Nah,
was.
that woman went through hell.
How y'all feel about Tyler Perry movies?
That one,
I love
that's
him.
his best work.
Really? Because I watched some of it the other night.
That's his best
and
work.
maybe I needed to watch it from the beginning to get into it.
I watched it fully last
Straw.
night
Watch it
with the
again,
wife.
bro.
Is it one of his better works? Are you saying it's his best one?
In my opinion, this might be one of his better. And I want to give it to Taraji.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's why.
the acting and it take a lot to bring a tear to my fucking eye, dog. But the shit that woman went through in that movie,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
All
I'm
right.
sitting there with my wife watching this shit,
Yeah.
and I see my wife tearing up, and I'm like, you over there crying and shit. God damn, this
That's
is-
what y'all really
Like-
go through. I want to give a shout out to everybody that made it through that day.
Damn. All right,
all
don't
the women's that-
don't tell me nothing about it. I got to watch it because I
It
didn't
was-
think it was that good.
It
That shit was really
a good
crazy.
joint. No, that was rough. That was rough.
I turned around and said to the shorty, he was like, yo, y'all go through this? I'm sorry.
Nah, it was
That's
it was one of them joints.
wow.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
Had you apologizing?
I'm had me a pot. Yo, you went through this shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I called him out.
What she went through in that one day,
and that one day.
not even the one. You got to watch it. I don't.
All right. Let me check it out.
What was your question? Go ahead. Let's get it. Yeah.
So no, because we already there now. Have any of y'all watched Forever?
Yo, it's like,
Yo, first and foremost, before you even say something,
all right, go ahead.
I don't. At 42,
This nigga.
I
about to make me
realized that
cry,
I'm a bitch ass nigga.
I've
Yeah,
yet to
this
see-
nigga about to make me cry.
Nigga, I am a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
From episode 3, I cried every single fucking scene.
So-
and one of the reasons why I cried is because I knew it couldn't last.
No, see, listen. Everybody talk about Forever and talk about the relationship part of Forever, what they went through.
You talking about the dad, John?
Listen,
Dad
as a
shit.
fucking dad,
Yeah.
as a fucking dad,
Right.
Shout out, I don't want to mess his name.
Wood Harris.
Shout out Wood Harris. I
Yeah.
got so many.
What
in
is
my
this
mind? In my mind now,
Netflix.
in my mind now, how I approach situations with my son.
Yeah.
You know, how people be like, "Well, what would Jesus do?" I'd be like, "Yo, what would Jason's dad say?"
Yeah.
No,
it's
like
still WWJJD.
no, like real shit. Like
yeah.
what with Jason that?
Yeah.
Because how he handled shit with his son,
Right.
and then even the one scene when he told his wife, like, listen, you always want him to be on man shit. Let that man be a man right now. How he shut that whole situation down right.
Yeah.
You don't understand how most 2-parent household men go through that situation and how that man effortlessly handled that situation.
I like that.
I sat back and was like,
So think about it.
Why?
So me and Ty, so y'all ain't seen it yet, but I definitely want y'all to. We ain't gonna really give nothing away. It's just it's a tearjerker, but it got it's good show.
That
What is
shit
it?
fucked up for like a week. Bro.
8 episodes, right? 8 episodes, yeah. So
bro.
like I binged it all last Saturday and Sunday, right?
Let's tap into it.
So me and Ty had a conversation about, because the first thing that me and her do, we'll have knockout, drag out 4-hour arguments about the meaning and about how you apply it to real life.
Yeah.
So that the household dynamic that we was just talking about with his pop and his mom. His mom is every strong black woman that you've ever known rolled into one. She stands steadfast. She essentially is a single black woman that has found a way to listen and submit to her husband. It's the craziest shit you'll ever see because
it's respect.
It's the respect factor is
respect,
off
bro.
the chart. So beside that point, and I mean I ain't giving nothing away. You'll see it when it happens, right? But she run the show. But she run the show.
She know her place.
She know her place. It's like
She
it's
got
like
respect
yeah.
for her husband.
She is the queen on the board that is protecting the king. But when the king, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's checkmate. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When it's time for the king to move. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I was talking to Ty about the dynamic though, and what a lot of men in their relationships are lacking in order to command that type of respect. And the one thing that I did apply to it was there's a factor of success that lends itself to that too.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bum ass nigga. She
had the bag.
She had the bag. No,
she had the bag.
No.
She helped him get.
She helped him get the bag.
Right.
So essentially, she
had the connection.
Right. So when he finally became successful, now he's up, and she respects his hustle and who he is so much that even with all her degrees, she pays him that respect that is due.
How he run his household.
I think that a lot of our women need to stop and watch this shit because is niggas out here that may like we always have the argument about women out earning men and the way that things are looked at and how situations teeter-totter back and forth, the men, the diaspora, the men versus the women and the women versus the men and who need to have this in order to be respected. How about you come in there with the open mind? I don't give a fuck how strong you are. You need to be weak for somebody. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like for
listen,
real.
My wife is 9 years older than me.
Right.
I've never had an ego within my marriage. I couldn't.
Right.
I couldn't.
Right.
So you gotta, as a man, you gotta understand that's your strength and not your weakness. Mm-hmm. That you're able to operate without an ego with this person that you know genuinely care about you.
Absolutely. You
have to. If not, you can't. You can't do it.
And I think it's a good look. I think that the first thing I do is I apply everything to the way that it can show other people on how it's done. Because that's what I was talking to. I was like, yo, I wish
that movie helped me a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I wish that it was a class that they could just show her dynamic with her husband, where they could teach people how to interact and you know what I mean, and they raising kids too. It was just a good look.
We was just talking about it. It's really like we was talking about like the young dudes now is like no template and no guidance for like fathers or like
at all
manhood, right?
At all.
So that movie, I encourage all new fathers, young fathers, or even I consider myself an old fathers to watch that movie. Just give you another way to how to go about things. Like how to go about things, talking to your son, even your daughter. Even approaches he took with his son, you could take with your daughter.
Right.
It's just having that open door conversation, being able to give game to your son day in, day out. And a lot of people don't have that.
No, I agree.
Check this shit out.
No, the shit was thorough, man. Like honestly, it was a It was a really, really good look.
I'm not usually late to the game when it comes to shows.
No, that was one of them. That was one of
Yeah,
them. It fucked me up a little bit too because I was just like
did.
I couldn't believe that it was.
It took me a week to watch it, not because I ain't had the time, because I had to process a lot of that shit.
Yeah, because it was a lot.
Yeah, I had
It was
to
a lot.
process a lot of that shit.
It was a lot, and it was one of those things where luckily I'm by myself because I was me personally. Was beyond it. I was balling because like that whole young love shit fucked me up because you already know it's like damn they kids they have no fucking idea.
Imagine being a father. Watching,
I know y'all looking at it like I guess
your son going through that, but
What is it called?
forever. And that the title of it itself throws you off because it's like forever, and we're talking about teenage love. You know what I'm saying?
So much more than
but it's a whole lot more than that, man. Did y'all see the video with Wallow cussing the people out
at the
talking about
YouTube event?
Yes.
Talking about don't expect people to
Yeah,
black
yeah,
and all that shit. Yeah.
How did y'all feel about that?
I agree.
I feel whenever he speak in those sessions,
Yeah.
right, his voice is heard, and he was right.
Yeah.
You got a lot of money on that fucking stage. You got the plug on the stage.
That's true.
Like if you looking at it for what we do,
Yeah.
content creators,
Yeah.
you got the plug on the stage.
That's true.
It's literally it's about to tell you everything to do.
Yeah.
And y'all keep keying. No, Wallow's still tall. Like
So
you
what
always
do you think? What do you think? You think that that's something that we missing as far as growing up, to where is that we just don't know how to shut the fuck up in certain beneficial situations?
I think that certain people need to at some point check their own fucking egos. Like you can sit back and why can't we just sit back and get some game? Why we can't just sit back and listen? Why do we not? It's. I mean, when he was saying like, to me, it's kind of a victim mentality. I don't want you to support. This is a black. This what we do. What you do.
Right.
It's a black-owned business, of course. And I'm all about supporting black-owned businesses and doing all that.
Right.
But the success of what we do is not going to be based off because we black. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be based off because we actually putting the fucking work in. And that's what he was trying to convey. It can't be, support me because I'm black. Support me. It's support me because I'm putting the work in. Yes, I'm black, and the space that we in might not be.
I think you blended both of them together though, because it was two different ones. You blended the business one along with the other one.
Which one?
Yeah, it was.
It's the one he just had like 2-3 days ago.
Okay, go ahead. I might have missed that one.
No, yeah, because the other one was based upon them, him and their cussing people out at the YouTube event, because they wouldn't be quiet or they were having additional conversations.
I saw that one. Okay,
So-
I did see that one. My bad.
Yeah, no. But you know what? No, because it lends itself. Because I think that's a part of the same tree of disease.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that they coexist.
coexist.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like relax. I think the problem is that we so giddy in order to get into a place. It should remind me of when another thing with Wallow. When I met Hank. When I met Nah, this whole tree.
Shout out
of
my
things,
man Nah.
Yeah, when I this whole tree of things. Shout out to my boys. When we all met, we met at PodCon.
Right.
That was January of last year, January of 2024, right?
Right.
We up there, we're already establishing this podcast thing. We were looking to see exactly, all right, who we can mingle with. I was actually working on opening up a studio. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get things going. So when I'm meeting people in a networking fashion. Man, you know how many like groupie niggas that had never podcasted a day in their life up there running towards the front of the stage because they're looking for a way to get on. I'm like, nigga, y'all missing the point.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even taking the game for what it is supposed to be. Podcasting is not rap, even though it is kind of new rap game.
Yeah.
But like it's not the same thing. You can't look at them and say, oh, I need y'all gonna bring me to Barstool Sports because I'm the best thing going. And no, nigga, you gotta have a portfolio. You gotta at least be a podcaster. Niggas was doing brand new podcasts. This is the first episode of podcast. Such and such podcast. I'm live at podcast. I'm like, nigga, you've never podcasted before.
Listen,
You up
let me
here,
tell
you know
you
what I mean,
how
running
much-
around trying to pod. This shit is crazy.
How much this grind mean to us? We started in 2018.
Right.
We legitly just got 1,000 followers
Yeah.
3-4 days ago, and there are 1,000 genuine followers.
Right, exactly.
The three of us.
Right. Right. I mean, it's
That
yeah.
grind is that grind is
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's real. And trust me, you'll appreciate it more. And I mean, as far as the followers, is the difference between the followers and the supporters. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like this. Like even with the whatchamacallit, for every 1,000 followers you have, you might have 200 that'll support. But that's 200 more than you had before.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's important, man. Let me see something here. Let's talk a little man talk real quick and whatnot. So just as a man, describe your household growing up and how you feel like it contributes. This is a little bit of man talk. Like your household growing up, as far as, you know what I'm saying, and how it molds your shit as you are now.
Let this nigga go last.
All right. Holy shit. Oh, talk to me.
Well, I was raised with my mother and my father.
Okay.
Youngest.
Three brothers,
Right.
one sister.
Right.
And the neighborhood raised me.
Hmm.
If I was walking down the street with a bear, somebody's gonna say, "Yo, cover that shit up and take it in the house."
Right.
If I try to pick up a cigarette or something, I gotta put it back down because my neighbor was outside.
Yeah.
So, I was raised like that.
Okay.
I was raised the old way.
Right.
If me and him is outside and his mom or his neighbor coming up, we got to tighten up. And I'm not going to give him no lip. He going to say, "Big, you got to tighten. Hold on, that's my peoples. Put that shit down." And I'm going to put it down.
Right.
Not fuck your peoples. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Back then, we didn't do none of that. Back then, I only had 5 houses to go down Mr. Gloria's house and turn back around and come back and ride my bike up the street. I couldn't. So I was raised with boundaries.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And people that neighborhood actually cared about us
I like the sound of that.
coming up. So
I like the sound of that.
we didn't have too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When we stole your car, we didn't expect to get shot at. We didn't get shot at. We just, we had to worry about the police more than you.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was more of a fun time.
I'm glad the statute of limitations is up because you just be when we stole your car.
That's,
That's why I just let him. That's why I just let him go.
Car,
I just let him go.
I mean, when he said it,
I'm just saying,
I didn't check the temperature for a second. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, if niggas feel that way, I'm like, listen, I ain't.
Hey, y'all woke me up. I was over here knocked out.
The drunken uncle. Hey, that's fine.
Don't let me be the party pooper. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Face.
Yeah.
I grew up in a household where I had a mom that did her best.
Yeah.
A father that wasn't around, and a lot of challenges in front of me that I didn't know how to pivot out of until I met a wife. At that point, I learned how to communicate properly, build relationships, love properly, and strive every day to try to be a good person. Before my wife, none of that was possible.
Wow.
My dad had a wife. My mom was a single mother, raising 2 kids.
Right.
No education, no job, coming up in the system. I wore the same shoes from 5th grade to probably 8th grade. So a lot of that shit is affected me in my adulthood because like I got a sneaker problem now where like I buy a bunch of sneakers. Like it's little shit like that.
Yeah,
Shit that I couldn't get when I was
I can
little.
imagine, yeah.
I get now, and then as I'm reaching 38, I'm finding that none of that shit matters. And a lot of the lessons that I learned honestly that was impactful for me,
Right.
I learned from a strong woman, and that's my wife, to be honest. And that's how to, again, love, create relationships, talk things out.
Right.
I had a temper. I was one of them East Spencer Miller boys. You know what I mean? I was a troubled youth, but you know, I was able to pivot out of that from the guidance of my godfather who worked for the city for like 30, 40 years. So I seen that double household where he had a wife and
Right.
went to work and had a hustle. So I had a balance between good and bad that kind of gave me a guidance of what I should be doing.
Right. Right.
But up until I met the love of my life, yeah, I was trying to figure shit out.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to that.
I love you, baby.
Big-
I love you, boo.
Yo.
I'll be home soon.
That's his sister. I'm not saying that just because he sit next to
Oh man, yeah. I'm about to say you pandering.
I'm
nigga.
family, but I'm not family, baby.
Yeah.
Big Dan.
Mine was a little different. I did have both parents growing up, but not in the same household.
Okay.
I grew up in a household with my mom, my grandmother, my sister, and my aunt. My dad was 1,000% always available and around.
Right.
But he was uptown. I was in Frankfurt.
Okay.
Shit was now. Here's the thing: a lot of people think because you grow up in a household where you don't want for shit
Right.
that shit wasn't going on. So we literally just was having a conversation yesterday on our show, about is there any childhood traumas that you went through that resonate, that you got traits and shit from that today.
Right.
And like I was telling them, mine is one that I don't allow people to talk to me a certain type of way because for 17 years of my life, I was being talked to a certain type of way and couldn't defend that. You know what I'm saying? Like it made me very aggressive.
Right.
Especially when like I take disrespect to a different level. Like but also it fucks you up because now my defense mechanism is I can lyrically cut your head off. Like I can fuck you up with these words that I'm going to say the worst shit possible to you if you piss me off. And that formed into, when you go into your relationship with your lady and all that. You know what I'm saying? Me and my oldest daughter's mom, and she came from hard shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got two motherfuckers that is just our goal now is I'm gonna say the word. Now, mind you, we know each other intimately. You know what's going on at my house. I know what's going on at your house.
Right.
Nigga, your mom ain't shit. Bitch, your mom ain't shit neither. Shit like that. Now,
it's rough.
You know what I'm saying? And because that's what I know. That's what I was for 17 years straight until I stopped it. Until I finally stood up for myself. That's when that stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for 17 years straight, I'm getting You know what I'm saying? Nothing but mentally abused and fucked up in the head about it. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, his sister, my sister, his wife, was the shield. You know what I'm saying? But then when the shield is gone, she's a couple years older than me. It's by yourself. Trying to, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Shout out my wife being a strong woman, having
1,000%, dog. His wife, shit. I might have had a quarter charge if not for his wife.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? With no bullshit.
Damn.
I'm trying to tell you, his wife was pregnant with blocking me from doing some dumb shit. My sister was my fucking guardian, shit like that. You know what I mean? People think that because, I never wanted for nothing. We never wanted for a meal. Bread was always around when we needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gold chains and all that.
Yeah, exactly. I like dog. If you look at when I grew up in his fucking man.
Right.
I'm talking about I was draped in fucking gold and diamonds at a young age,
bro.
And mind you, grew up to a point where I don't wear none of that shit.
So
love you, sis. We be home soon.
I'm glad you asked because I'll bring it back around and whatnot so we could all talk. You know what I mean? And background on me and whatnot. I grew up as an only child to a very young mother.
Okay.
Me and my mother only 17 years apart. You know what I'm saying? So
and my mom 18.
Yeah. So my mom had me when she was 17. She about to turn 18. She wasn't even out of high school yet. My father was there, and then my father became the poster child for the crack era.
Okay.
He JBM nigga, got hooked on his product, one of them, and then out of jail. He was the, statistical, story. He just recently passed, you know what I'm saying, back in January, rest in peace to him. And that, that fucking sucks because, when you lose a parent, nobody ever tells you that. It don't matter
I was going to ask you how that was.
Oh, my God, bro. Look, so the thing about when you lose a parent, it is, even if it's not the primary one.
Yeah.
there is something that always feels like it's missing physically. Like it's almost like somebody took a kidney.
My wife lost her mother 2 years ago.
It feels like somebody took a kidney. It's the
wild,
it's the weirdest thing in the world because it's not you just know for a fact, like even, we didn't talk, much. And, there was resentment. There were different things. He tried to build a relationship with my son, but then I saw some of the same bullshit started kicking in and he had.
Pull back.
Yeah, I had to. I had to, bro. You're not going to do what you did to me. No.
Nah,
too much going on. No. Got to protect that. So my thing was always, though, with that being said, I was a, spoiled young boy for 10 years. And then my mom had my little sister, me and my sister 10 years apart.
Okay.
But my mom also, what I started to understand is that she comes from a very traumatic childhood. And me and my mother grew up together. So I suffered from a lot of the remnants of that. I was the remainder of the situation. I was the baby in the family. I was the remainder of it and whatnot. So it took years and years and years until me and my mother got on almost the same level for me to start. And then my mom, got into the church for me to be like, yo, like, you doing a lot of extra for me to be able to say, like, listen, we can't communicate this way.
Right.
And because a lot of times I stayed away, and I stayed away for a long time. And I went away to boarding school. I was in Hershey, PA or whatnot for years. And, you know what I mean? And I left there and I came back and it was a whole thing. It was like, yo, like I wanted to be independent so bad. And by the time I was independent, you know what I mean? And, I was in college and then left and, you know what I'm saying? And, ended up having a kid and got married to that woman, was with her for 23 years. And to be perfectly honest with you, man, and that's kind of what I was going to lead into about the next question and whatnot. The way that you were brought up, and then I could say that for myself, the way that I was brought up and the experiences that I've had at this very, very moment, what do you feel as if that these things have taught you? Even if it's the most minute of things, even if it's small, even if it's, to the bigger picture, to the smallest base of it, what have you learned
From her?
From your upbringing, from your experiences on how to be the man that you are right now?
Well, my mom was 38 years old when she had me.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like really her baby. Like while everybody was hitting the street,
Yeah.
she always kept me under her hip.
Right.
So I just kind of like picked up her traits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, growing up with 3 older brothers, everything was hard.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like, Easter come, we was a traditional household. Easter come.
Yeah.
One of my brothers, you got to come home and find that shit, find the eggs or whatever. But my brothers would spoil everything.
Yeah.
Come to the zoo with, you can't flinch. When I got a big ass brother, I'm a kid. You can't flinch or he gonna hit you.
Yeah, he gonna bust you in your chest. Yeah.
I'm always screaming, mom, mom, mom. So she just took me under her wing
Right.
and just left me. You know what I mean? Just
Mm-hmm.
rocked out with me. So, it was a lot of things she showed me and teach me. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. My heart come from her.
I hear that.
When I was 12 pounds, so I was a big baby back when she was 38, back in the 70s.
Okay.
So when before I came out, I stopped breathing.
Yeah,
The
my
nurse
son
had to
did
put
too.
my nurse had to put my hand inside of her and pump my heart back because she was already 38.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I was home for like 6 months before my mom even came home.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like, once that happened, she always had me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just
Yeah.
she always, just the traits that I do.
Yeah.
I try my best to it's hard though, but
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. You know what I mean? It don't make you perfect, but it do. Yeah, no, I get it. Face. Well,
my past is just taught me to appreciate the most important thing in this world, and that's family and tradition. So when I was little, I didn't have a family vacation. My kids know what family vacation feel like. I take my time when I speak now in the house. These 2 guys besides me know I'm a retired crash out. You know what I mean?
Right.
The way that I approach just conversations with people now is different. So
Yeah.
I learned what not to do. I learned what not to do
Right. Right.
and where to be,
Yeah.
how to talk,
Yeah.
what not to say.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
tough love don't always work. I know, shit. If you under 30, shit, you probably was raised off tough love. Tough love don't work.
Right.
You can get your point across by just talking sometimes,
Real shit.
and just getting inside of your mate head, your kid's head. Just listen. Sometimes my past has taught me just to listen.
Right.
Nobody coming up.
Right.
Nobody ever really listened to me.
Yeah.
I talk fast. I was hyper. I was one of them hyper ass young boys. You know what I mean? So I talk fast. Nobody understood what I was saying.
Right. Right.
As I got older, I learned how to curb that, and thanks to my God pop, mean what you say and say what you mean when you talk.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I'll say what I learned from mine. I honestly learned that there are amazing women out here. I grew up on my mom's side. I was around predominantly a lot of women.
Yeah.
And no shot to them, but none of them really had the best of luck when it came to relationships and finding a husband and all that. Everybody got baby daddies and independent, but everybody's still they self-sufficient and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right. Right.
But it show so basically I say that to say I was able to see great women that I learned to appreciate, and I seen women that ain't shit that shouldn't be appreciated, that lucked up and found a good nigga that shouldn't be appreciated.
Real
I'm
shit.
keeping it real with you.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
can
I
dig
seen
it.
both sides, so I knew that
Right.
like, all right, when I find that woman that is all that shit, you know what I'm saying, and that deserves to be that way, I learned that like that's the woman that I need to treat the right way, and I found that. You know what I'm saying?
I could dig it. I'm learning because
that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with it.
so
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, no, but I'm gonna explain one of the reasons why. It's not that I, because experience has taught me everything, and it still continues to teach me. I made a lot of very, very adult decisions very, really early in my life,
Right.
Oh,
and
he
now,
my past now.
yeah, then now, but now,
Him, we
yeah.
always straight out of high
I
school.
went
straight
from
to the
high
pros.
school straight to the league, bro.
Right.
High school straight to married.
He met my sister at 18.
Yeah, wow.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
see what I got. Yeah, I'm about to say 19 and whatnot, and I was married by the time I was 23. You know what I'm saying?
You married at 20.
I had my first son by 23.
I had my son at 20. So I get it. My son is 21 right now. So I get it. My thing is that looking at it, nowadays or whatnot, it's my life is very upside down right now. Now, don't get me wrong, and not to say this is a wrong thing, because it's actually a good thing. But it's a good thing because I know for a fact that things have changed, and they have to change. Everything is not always as glorious as we want it to be, and certain things don't always have to last forever, but you make the best out of what you've had and what you've built. But the person that I am now is still, I understand, evolving. As soon as I say to myself, I got this shit all together, something else attacks me.
Never
I'm like,
have it all again.
Nah,
Well,
it's
let me
not.
give you your
know what I
flowers,
mean?
brother, because
Yeah.
going through what you're going through, I'm telling you right now, if it was me, all this podcast shit would be over with. I would be
Nah.
a fucking mess.
Nah, dog. But I'm gonna
I
tell you.
feel that. So that's how I
Podcasting
know
is
you're strong, brother.
therapy.
But
It's
this
therapy.
keeps me grounded.
I feel
Exactly.
It
that.
keeps me grounded. It keeps me busy. It keeps me understanding. I've lost my marriage.
Idle time
I've-
is dangerous.
I've lost my marriage. I've lost my father, and I've lost my living, all in the
lost
past.
your comfortability.
Exact, my comfortability.
peace.
Exactly. All over the past year. And what I've learned is that what those things were are still not what make me.
Made you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly,
That's it.
bro.
So when I see little things or whatnot, like, I'm saying, me and my son got into it this weekend and whatnot, and I've had to learn that he is a man, but you still gonna get the reaction from me as if I'm talking to a man. Before it was, all right, man, I got it. Now I'm like, who the fuck is you talking to? And then I'm just like, you know what? Instead of dignifying that with out of control statements, how about I just don't talk to you? And what happens is that I give that to you, and then I let you know, like, listen, this is how I treat situations that I feel
That's disturbing my
that
peace.
disturbing my peace. Exactly. Thank you. You know what I mean? That are making me uneasy. And if you're making me uneasy, then you know what I mean, and that's what I mean by learning. And then what I used to have to do is always go back and describe to people what I'm feeling. And I'm not doing it no more. So the thing that I say is that
Episode 162, Progressive Man of the Bridgin The Gap podcast.
oh, okay.
Episode 162.
That's what y'all talked about.
Progressive men.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like now where I stand, and I say this, you know what I'm saying, because I'm separated right now, and I tell everybody this. I say if I ever go back to the well, and I ever become somebody's husband again, and this is the reason why I'm so into this whole objective of standing up for where men stand and giving everybody their flowers, is because we love to a fault of loyalty, because there are so many different things that we stand on, and you're not going to just push us the fuck away.
Yeah.
Women got to out for every fucking thing.
Yeah.
We ain't thinking about the out. You know what I'm saying? When we in, we in. At the end of the day, we need to be applauded for the fact that we're willing to fight the demon at ground level. And the problem with every fucking day. And the problem with it is that we're not giving enough credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say it all the time. I'm like, yo, the next one that get this from me better love me way more than I love
You're
her.
a comic. Hold on. You're a
Yeah.
comic book dude, right?
Of course.
Put it to you like this. Nigga, Batman never got all the credit he needed.
Never.
Think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Nigga, Batman never got the credit for saving the world.
You're not gonna get credit, bro.
Now, I know.
Just
But
gotta,
he still got out every day.
But somebody took care, even if it was, all right, it's a little weird.
No, that nigga had.
He had Alfred.
Yeah, Alfred.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, it's a little weird.
Real
but I mean,
shit. Real shit, bro.
but I think that everybody in their life deserves an Alfred. And if people ain't giving you your fucking Alfred, then you have every right to say,
Shout out to Batman, my favorite.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have
ever.
if everybody is, nobody can give you Alfred, you have every fucking right to either search for it or act as if that you need that Alfred.
Real shit.
Like, and that's my only thing about it. So that's the reason why I said the next one, she better be superstar status. Yeah. She better love me 20,000 times more than I love her.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that she can do to show me as much as I can show her.
Real shit.
Real rap. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I got y'all. Oh man, that's what happens. That thing, I hit that button too many times or whatnot. So what I want to do is, before we jump into a little bit of the Patreon real quick and whatnot, I want to wrap this episode up. But I want y'all to tell everybody, without giving too much away or whatnot, where y'all trying to take BTG? Where y'all trying to take this thing? What do y'all want to do? You ain't gotta tell nobody no plans, your thought process. Where you want to take the shit?
You want to go first?
Did you look at his watch and say how much time?
No.
I go real
I got
quick.
time to do it. What?
Wherever they say to drive, I'm the driver. Wherever they want to go, I'm just riding. I don't
hear
give a
that.
fuck about no money.
Right,
no nothing.
right.
What little hoes? I mean, little women.
Oh, did you say no? Say what you gonna say.
Oh,
I take the little women a little bit. DM me, Uncle. I am Uncle B.
All
BTG.
groupies refer to Uncle
If y'all
B.
need some time,
Yeah.
yeah, DM me. Yeah, I'm here for you. Big man season.
Always.
Always. Go ahead, Freeze.
Where do I want to see this therapy thing we created?
I'm gonna love to hear the difference between you and Big Dan answer too.
Listen, man. Like I know people gonna watch this and they gonna see this and be like, oh, he lying. I don't give a fuck if we make $1. Been doing this shit since 2018.
Right.
Keep it a bean with you.
Yeah.
Regardless what anybody think.
Yeah.
Since 2018, we made $1.
Right.
Shit's not about the money for me.
Yeah.
It's about me getting on this mic and reaching somebody that might feel like I feel,
Yeah.
but don't have the power, the courage to act on what I'm saying that I've done,
Wow.
how I made through what I went through.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
anybody that watch me podcast know
Yeah.
that me sitting in this seat right now,
Mm-hmm.
being in this environment
Right.
is a stretch for me. Coming from where I came from to do what I'm doing now, I'm a building engineer of 19 commercial spaces downtown
Right,
for over
right.
10 years.
Right.
Like I got out of school, went to trade school, and
Yeah.
been on the ground ever since. So I do more than just podcasts. This platform is for me, is a vessel for me to tell people like me how to make it out of where I came from to get where I'm at. And I ain't living the best,
Right.
but I ain't fucked up. You know what I mean? And I'm
Talk
happy.
your shit.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I
Right.
got 2 good family members around me.
Yeah.
I meet you. I meet people,
Yeah.
and I want to teach people how to do that. If I make $1 while doing this shit, if I can get my clothing brand off the ground, if I can get me some duplexes, so be it. But I
Yeah.
don't do this shit to make no money. I
Keep
do
your
this
heart.
shit to
Always
get
keep
out.
your heart in the right
Okay.
place, man. That's where the blessings flow from. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That, like honestly.
Yeah, man.
I
I
mean,
believe
expect
if you put good things into the universe,
Yeah.
shit gonna come back to you. You
I
do
agree.
bad shit, karma gonna come back to you. I'm a good believer in that.
Fuck with that. Big damn. What's your thought process?
Yeah, fuck all that. I hear you.
That's crazy.
Nah. So my from where we started to where I'm at now has changed. Originally, I never wanted to be even like a face of this. He was supposed to be the
And
leader.
he is the face.
No, he was supposed to be the leading man, taking the charge.
Right.
I was, background. I throw my little shit, the brains and
Yeah.
political Paul, whatever he used to call me, all that shit.
Right.
But from now, just from networking and seeing other people's visions, other people's setups, seeing other people's passions.
Right.
The goal for me is to make this shit a media staple. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like he said, like I'm in this for the long haul. It ain't about the bread. It's like I get pleasure when I go to work and a motherfucker come to me and say, "Hey, yo, you know what's funny? Yeah, I saw what you said on the joint, but if I had it, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's
right.
like, damn, dog, like you watch it? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know you followed this
Oh.
shit. Like you okay?
Oh, you'd
Like,
be
shit,
surprised.
It'd be the shit like that. Like, you know what I
You'd
mean?
be
And then it's
surprised.
The haters watch too.
Oh,
Exactly.
big time.
But then it's when you start to get, and then you start to get more comments from different motherfuckers, and it's a consistent thing.
Yeah.
Whereas though, if you don't put an episode out, you getting text messages like, "Damn,
Damn,
y'all
bro,
was off
what
this
happened?
Week? I was off this week."
So,
It's
yeah.
like, damn, so y'all niggas, y'all really listening? All right.
Yeah.
So now it's like, and then it's when you get those comments more, it's like, damn, bro. Yeah, when y'all was talking about the shit with this, I felt that and this,
Yeah.
and I never would have thought, me and my girl was going through that too, and
Yeah.
that's the shit that makes me want to keep on pushing this thing forward. You know what I'm saying?
Vibes. I like
It's that I want us to be when we walk out. I want people to do the way that they think about the Joe Budden podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast, the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
That's what I want BTG to be in the future.
I think you got the mind state, you know what I'm saying, of exactly where it needs to be at and whatnot. I think that if you keep the process of what you're doing pure, because I try to do the same damn thing all the time and whatnot, and just continuously
100%.
don't be afraid to ever ask a question and whatnot if I know something, because I damn sure ask y'all, like, what the fuck are y'all? Listen, let me know. I'll let you know and whatnot. I ain't gatekeeping no information about
We're
nothing.
very transparent at Bridgin The Gap podcast.
Yeah, as y'all should be. Give your handles out real quick.
Hey, man, you can find us at BTG Podcast 215 on all streaming platforms. Every Monday, it comes out on YouTube. But BTG, don't look for Bridging the Gap no more because you're going to find the wrong shit. BTG Podcast 215. Also, every Friday, you can find us with the Yo Cuz Podcast.
Yo,
talking our shit.
cuz.
As Ty calls it, our DC Connect, you know what I'm saying? So you can catch us every Friday with them, and you can also catch me every Monday with your co-host Kelly and our man Hype, you know what I'm saying? We do them recaps
Not
right now.
hype. He's not geeked up.
You know what I'm saying? Right now we about to start doing The Godfather of Harlem. We'll be doing that tomorrow night, tap in.
That's cool. But look, we gonna close this out because I'm gonna do some Patreon with him. And then the only way that you can see that shit is you subscribe, man. Give me your little $7 a month, dog.
Go ahead, give it up.
You're gonna get bonus footage. You're going to get this show a day before it comes out. I'm going to start doing behind the scenes thing. I'm on a weight loss journey right now and whatnot. And I'm bringing bad bitches through here. Like,
All that for the 7?
I'm playing. I can't
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
I ain't say
I
all
can't
that.
come for that part.
I said.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm lying.
Hey,
Oh,
Joe,
damn.
Joe,
finally come through.
Joe, you got some
damn.
competition, Joe. He giving a little bit more for the 7.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That $25 tier hurt the nigga pocket,
Yo,
Joe. Hey,
Listen.
Joe.
Listen, I'm gonna step these tears up in a minute. When I start getting more content, it's over. But listen, yeah, man, get with me on IG at Mr_Know-It-All_pod. The Facebook fan page, Mr. Know-It-All Podcast fan page, Mr. Know-It-All Podcast on TikTok. And please, as always, send all of your fuckery, duckery, and schmuckery over to the Gmail account at MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. That's MrKnowItAllPod@gmail.com. So look, and now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. And on behalf of myself, I'm Mr. Know-It-All. That's Big Dan. That's Faith. That's Unc. That's the Bridgin The Gap podcast.
BTG, baby.
Yup. This is episode 204, and we will get with you. And if you are subscribing on Patreon, Mr. Know-It-All Pod.
Tune in, shit about to get crazy.
Yo, switch over to that right now. If not, holla at you later. Peace.
Well, you shouldn't be such a smart mouth, Mr. Know-It-All.